It's late night in the heartland. Appreciate you. It's late night in the heartland, ladies and gentlemen. So glad to have you here. I apologize to the folks at WBCQ. That's our great shortwave affiliate, our great shortwave partner. I apologize to them. I got to make sure I hit that like button, or not the like button, but the live button. It gets a little difficult. I got a few things moving here, a few different moving parts. So we do apologize for missing that, and I'll try to do my best not to miss it anymore. We are live on, as you see, WCBQ, The Planet, shortwave 7.490, and also we are on at 6.160 megahertz as well. I'm just a little bit off tonight because we've got ourselves also going out. We're going out over Facebook, and apparently it's blowing up. It's blowing up over on Facebook. So I'm watching and monitoring the Facebook as well. And I'm watching and monitoring the YouTube. And I'm watching and monitoring the StreamYard. Plus, we've also gone live on Twitch. I'm not monitoring Twitch. And folks, if you want to watch us in other places, if you are more of an aficionado of podcasts, we're on Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, and the PC Index. So we're on a lot of these things. Tom Lundgren watching on Facebook. Thanks for saying hi, Tom. So if you're watching on the other platforms, when you call in, tell me which one you're on, whether it be the shortwave, whether it be one of the various podcasting platforms or one of the video platforms. It's kind of weird watching yourself in double. I'm maybe going to see if I can just close this and watch comments. Yeah, that's not quite as distracting. So I'll just watch myself in comments. Wow, this is really a trip, ladies and gentlemen. This is really a trip, I got to tell you. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And also, just in case, ladies and gentlemen, just in case something bad happens, you can't find me, you don't know where the heck I am or where the heck I've gone, you can always go to jeffreydaugherty.com. That's my own personal website, and we will always be there. We'll give you a chance to see what that looks like. This is jeffreydaugherty.com. Had some weird stuff happening to it today, so I don't know why it was looking weird, so I made some changes to it, and it looks like it's worked out. I don't know if I got hacked or what, but it looked really, really weird for a while. Hopefully none of you were subject to that. But this is what the site looks like. We've got the About Us, the Cousins Club. If you want to contact me, if you want to donate, you can do so right there. Or you can use, of course, the Super Pal chat that we've set up, paypal.me/Jeffrey Daugherty. And we come in here, folks, and we kind of preview what's coming up in late night in the heartland. Of course, I threw this one in. This is our last Sunday show. Whenever we have a really great one, I'm going to go ahead and do that and have that in so you can see what's going on. And then we've got always the day before's late night in the heartland will be down here. And this is just some encouragement for you. But folks, these are the things we're going to talk about tonight. And I do have a newsletter. If you'd like to join the newsletter, sign up for free. There's been a report out there, and I'm sure that some of you have heard it, and some of you are really afraid about it. Some of you are really worried about it. And some of the podcasters, some of the broadcasters out there are saying that Canada is buying guillotines, pneumatic or some kind of guillotines. We'll see that Canada's buying guillotines as part of their COVID-19. And you know what happens when you buy guillotines? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about 6 factors which point to a rigged election. We're going to talk about the USA's social credit system is actually worse than China's, and we don't even officially have one yet. And we're going to talk about how Joe Biden's sleepy campaign strategy, that mystery has been solved. But ladies and gentlemen, there's some things I want to show you first, because I just want to maybe lighten the mood a little bit. We've got a lot of new folks over at Facebook. They're not sure what to think or what to understand. They don't really get me. And it's a lot of Christian folks over there. And I get it. I understand. It's really hard to figure out. But I'm going to try to help you. We got lots of hearts coming in on Facebook. Larry Hall says it's the greatest show on Facebook. Thanks so much. We got Chicago, lots of people. But I want to kind of give you an idea, folks, of what I'm all about, of what I'm thinking, and what goes on in my mind. And I lived in Tampa for a lot of years, actually across the bay in the Clearwater area. But I was a longtime fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I still would be if they weren't doing the stupid BLM, bend the knee bullshit. So I don't watch them. I do not watch them because of that. I will not watch them because of that, ladies and gentlemen. I just won't. And they got Tom Brady. They're 7-3. They're doing great, but I simply won't watch. And where is this? I did have it all set up. It was there, and now I can't find it, but I really want to find this. Let me see if I can find it. It's Coach John Gruden, and he's talking on the first day of their camp a couple of years ago. And what he says is just so hilarious, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here it is right here. And I want to show you this, and I want you to listen to this. And whether you like football or not, this gives you a little bit of an idea into the insight of Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. I know it's John Gruden. I know he's a football coach. I know that we're not into football because they're doing stupid stuff. But watch this, and we'll talk about it. It's just a little clip, and I'll give you an idea, the people that are coming in, what we are really all about here. So take a watch and a listen to Coach John Gruden real quickly.
Only have so many walkthroughs, so many assignment periods. If you don't know what to do, you won't play here. Are we clear on that? Okay. Last point I want to make. Everybody right now has dreams, don't they, guys? All right, everybody in the NFL, I have a dream of making it in the NFL. I got a dream of winning a Super Bowl. I got a dream of being in a Pro Bowl. I'm really not into dreams anymore, okay? I'm into fucking nightmares. You guys with me on that?
John Gruden, first of all, he says, listen, we have our walkthroughs, we have our teaching periods, and if you don't know where you're supposed to go, you're not going to play here. That's the first thing that John Gruden said that I want to talk about and that I want to make a point of. Because what we do here, these are the walkthroughs. These are the teaching periods. And we're giving you reality. We're giving you truth. We're bringing you to water, but only you can drink it. I'm bringing you to objective truth that you've never seen before, but only you can decide to think about it. But my give a damn is busted. If you don't want to get with the playbook that's going to get you out of this matrix, you won't play here. You won't like it here. If you don't like to hear truth, and by truth, I mean objective, empirical facts that are not subject to anybody's interpretation, then you're not going to like it here. And I know we all have a dream. We dream of a world where we all walk hand in hand, brother and sister. We dream of a world where we go jump on plastic Jesus's lap and have a great time. We dream. You know what? I'm not into dreams anymore. Because guess what? If you got a dream, your ass is asleep. I'm into nightmares. Like John Gruden, language warning, I'm into fucking nightmares now. Because what I'm into is ruining people's dreams. I'm into destroying the dreams of the fear and guilt, blood magic, Christian mind control matrix. I'm into ruining the dreams of the communists that are trying to take over my country. I'm into ruining the dreams of the socialists that are trying to help them. I'm trying to ruin the dreams of the low integrity regime media types that are on YouTube pushing fear and pushing worry and pushing doubt. Language warning again. I'm into some fucking nightmares now, because I am going to be your nightmare. I'm going to bring you truth you don't want to hear. I'm going to bring you reality you don't want to face, and I'm going to slap it right in your face. Language warning. I'm into fucking nightmares. And I want to wreck all your dreams, because guess what? If you're dreaming, if you got a dream, language warning, your ass is still asleep. That's what I'm all about. And my give a damn is busted. I don't care if you like it. I don't care if it bothers you. I don't care if it irritates you. We are on a worldwide platform, and we're trying to reach as many people as we can. And language warning, I'm not much into dreams anymore. I'm into fucking nightmares, just like John Gruden is, ladies and gentlemen. And it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. And before we jump into what we're talking about tonight, I want to remind you of my great sponsor, the folks at Focused Life Force Energy. What it is high consciousness on demand. It's beamed right to your home. It's beamed right to your phone. And within 60 feet all around your phone or within your home, it actually sends a high consciousness field. You can live in a high consciousness field, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you're not as high consciousness as you want to be, but you can live in a field. And think about it. If you're surrounded by high consciousness, it's going to help you raise your consciousness. It also helps in EMF mitigation. It also helps ground you. We can't be on the ground all the time. I wish I could put a hole in this floor and I could have my feet on the ground, but it'd be a long way down. You know, my legs aren't that long. And we can't always be in a Faraday cage. It also allows for greater uptake of the nutrients. It gives you brain optimization, helps you sleep better at night, helps keep you sharp during the day. It's great for your pets. It's great for your plants. Focus Life Force Energy. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com. Click on the Focus Life Force Energy logo, and you can get up to 30 days free from those great folks. But I recommend that you just get it, because you will never be sorry that you did. And I have never met anybody that wasn't very, very impressed with the service. So let's talk about some things, ladies and gentlemen. I get a lot of mail. I get a lot of comments, and I'm glad to get every one of them. I assure you every one of them is read. A lot of them, especially these Facebook ones, are just deleted, because I don't, if you are doing your Christian song and dance, and I understand this is new information, but if you're doing your Christian song and dance on Facebook, I'll just go in later and delete your comments until I get tired of deleting comments, and then I'll just leave them because it's kind of entertaining. But if you really are a person that has some integrity, if you really are a person that has some tenacity, you can see the damn phone number. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call the number when we open the lines. The lines aren't open now. I say have the balls to make the calls. So if you're someone that doesn't agree with me, don't put it in the chat room, because nobody cares in the chat room. And you might have your little pity party, the two of you, the three of you there. But guess what? Nobody's going to listen to you, and it's going to be deleted. So if that's what makes you feel good, then go ahead and do it. But coming up in just a few minutes, we will open the phone lines. We will not let you troll on Facebook. I don't have any, or on Yahoo. Or on YouTube. I don't have anybody on Facebook that can moderate it for me. And frankly, I'm too busy. But if you're a troll, if you're a critic, if you have the balls, I invite you to make the calls. But I always get nothing but critics, and the only trolls or critics that call in, I get nothing but crickets, because the critics are afraid to call, and the only ones that do just come and make the occasional crank call. So let's talk about things. I get questions like, Jeff, where are the white hats? What have happened to the white hats? What have happened to the white hats? If you're on Twitcher, let me know you're on Twitcher. What's happened to the white hats? The white hats in 2016 went in and stopped the programming from taking over and doing exactly what it did in 2020. Somebody's watching from Bangladesh. So nice to see you there. I actually, when I was a Christian minister, prayed for a guy from Bangladesh who had no eyes. Eyes grew back. He could see. They were blue. True story. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about tonight. What happened to the white hats? Well, in 2016, the white hats went in and prevented the same type of software malfeasance that was perpetrated in 2020. Travis, new to the show from Wisconsin. Thanks. Good to see you. So why didn't the white hats do the same thing this time? This is kind of a hard show to just jump into because we kind of build on things day to day, show to show. But we've talked about how Donald Trump was approached by white hats within the military who were going to do a military coup against Obama. He said, okay, guys, I'll do it. I'll run, but I'm only going to run for one term. He got in there, saw, oh, boy, this is going to take more than one term because he's a great American, because he's probably the greatest American since George Washington. He volunteered to run for another term. He insisted because he's just that kind of guy. But he saw that these problems were systemic. He saw that these problems were endemic. Endemic's even worse than pandemic. Endemic means it's everywhere all the time. He saw how deep the deep state was. He saw how wide the deep state was. So they put together a brilliant strategy, and I've been proving it to you day by day. I'll prove it to you more tonight. They decided, you know what? The only way to do this is to just do this all the way. The only way to solve this is to just solve this all the way. And the only way to do it is we can't just sit here and tell people. We've got to let the people see what the Democrats do. We've got to let the people see what the deep state Republicans do. He had to let the people see. So he had to let this stuff happen. He had to sit back and not have the military white hats go in and stop the proceedings like they did last time, because he wanted it to happen, because they were recording it, because they were verifying it, because they were cataloging it, and they know they've got them dead to rights. What a brilliant strategy. And then you think, boy, that's ballsy. What if it hadn't worked and he got voted out? Well, he only was in there for a one-term strategy in the first place, right? So his strategy was a one-term strategy. So he wasn't really that concerned if he did lose. He's got $10 billion. If he loses the presidency, Donald Trump still got a great life, but he loves this country. And that's why he was willing to run again. And that was why, if you understand his psychology, that it wasn't the greatest worry in his mind that, oh my goodness, what happens if I don't get reelected? What if we try it and it doesn't work? But timidity has never accomplished anything, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing great, nothing grand, nothing amazing has ever been accomplished by the timid, the shy, the fearful, the weak, the troll. They've never done anything. The trolls are like the crows sitting on a wire, making fun of the eagles that are up there soaring around, correcting the eagles, saying, oh, the eagle's not doing that right. The eagle should be doing it this way. The eagle should be doing it that way. And guess what? That's how I look at you trolls. If you won't call in, you're just a bunch of damn crows. Caw, caw, caw. I don't care what you say. I'm an eagle. Don't care. Don't care. So the white hats are here. The white hats are here, but they are the ones that instead of stopping it this time, we're just making notes and preparing ropes, given these deep state players. And it's not just the Democrats, all of these Republicans. And today I read in CNN that some of the Trump people are secretly reaching out to Biden. I see some GOP senator, that's the Republicans, that saying that Biden should get the briefings and we're going to step in if he doesn't. Go ahead and step in. Nobody cares what you think, bro, but that just shows you the deep states on both sides of the aisle. And Rudy Giuliani brought out something today. We all have heard about Dominion. We've all heard about Dominion. But there's the parent company, or Dominion, is actually operating under a company called Smartmatic. Smartmatic. Now, this is to me a blatant, in your face, we think you're stupid slap at all of us. And it shows us what they think of us. It shows us what they believe about us. And some of you will roll your eyes at this, but I think I'm right, and that doesn't matter. That's all that matters, because it's my show, right? But if you remember, if you're old like me, I'm 57 years old. I remember back on late night television, before you had 947 channels, you would get these great infomercials, right? And one of them was called the Vegematic. They didn't name their company Smartmatic for no reason. That's a stupid name. They named their company Smartmatic because they invented it to steal elections from all of us that are just vegetables. They think we're vegetables. We're Vegematic. They're Smartmatic, and they're ruling us. We're Vegematic. They're Smartmatic, and they're ruling us. We're Vegematic, and we're being ruled. It is a slap in our collective faces, ladies and gentlemen. A slap in our collective faces. I'm telling you the truth here right now. Sidney Powell, ladies and gentlemen. I have to go to my email for this, and I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you, but everything that I've been saying is coming together. Everything that I've been revealing to you is coming together. And I don't know of another single source where you can get all of this great information that we've been bringing to you. I don't know of another source where you could have gotten all of this in one stop shopping, except for right here. I could be wrong, but we're doing a hell of a job, and it's a sorry dog that won't wag its own tail. So I'm wagging my own tail a little bit. And let me just show you this right here, because this is powerful. I believe this is a screenshot of a tweet. But Sidney Powell, who is the president's lead lawyer, listen to what she says in the context of our show last night about the executive order and being complicit in violating an election and all of your assets being seized. You can't transfer them. You can't talk about the mark of the beast. You can't buy. You can't sell. None of that. None of that. They lock you down. So here's Sidney Powell saying to Joe Biden, it would be beneficial for you, Joe, if you concede the race before you incriminate yourself, and she probably meant further, until you incriminate yourself further for widespread election fraud that could put you behind bars for the rest of your life. Sidney Powell, it would be beneficial, Joe Biden. Why would they do this? Why wouldn't they just lock him up? Lock him up. Lock him up. See, folks, you've got to understand. You got to understand things. Is that not sharing? It should be sharing. It doesn't look like it's sharing. But you got to understand some things, ladies and gentlemen. When you're the president of the United States, you have to think strategically. There's things that Donald Trump would love to do, but he can't do them the way that Donald Trump would want to do them because he's the president of the United States. Plus, Donald Trump is a thoroughly decent man. So he is telling his lawyer to tell Biden to give Joe a chance to retire, to commit hara-kiri honorably. He's giving Joe a chance, like he did the traitorous John McCain, who took the opportunity, like he probably gave to Poppy Bush, who may or may not have taken the opportunity, like he gave to Jeffrey Epstein, who took the opportunity after he sung like a bird, much like the Hanoi songbird, John McCain. So they're giving Joe a chance. They're giving Joe a chance. Why? Because that's what you have to do when you're the president of the United States. Donald Trump, The Apprentice, I never saw the show, but Donald Trump would say, you're fired, and he'd just put him in jail. But Donald Trump is not Donald Trump anymore. He's the president of the United States, and it takes a different decorum. Also, Donald Trump is a thoroughly decent man, and he wants to offer every person a chance for redemption. And could you imagine, again, thinking strategically, if Biden did say, I was complicit, this is horrible, I fell into it, I admit it, I concede. Do you imagine what a great catalyst for unity that could be? What a great catalyst for unity that could be. Probably not going to happen, but he gives her a chance. Was that a Freudian slip? He gives Joe a chance, ladies and gentlemen. He gives Joe a chance. And I salute our great president for being a great man as well. Not every great president is a great man, and you don't even have to be a great man to be a great president. Let's be honest. You don't. We've had men that were not very good men, and some of them were halfway decent presidents. But I also want to show you something else before we get to our points. I don't know if I can show you this because it's in a comment, and I don't know if it's going to show any other stuff. Well, I can't show it because that would show other stuff that YouTube doesn't want me to say, even though they've got me demonetized. So if you want to help out, paypal.me/Jeffrey Daugherty. We call it the Super Pal Chat. Or if you just want to go to jeffreydaugherty.com and hit that cute little donation button. Somebody said, I heard that on 12/21/20, this great, wonderful thing's going to happen. And we're all going to go up to 5D and be wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way that on 12/21/2020 that you all of a sudden move up to 5D is if you get your ass to work between now and then and do the work yourself. Ain't no magic fairy dust gonna fall from the sky on 12/21/20. Ain't no portal gonna open up on 12/21/20. You ain't all of a sudden gonna go from what you is to what you want to be on 12/21/20. I don't care how many new age gurus, I don't care how much of the regime media blowhards on YouTube tell you, it ain't gonna happen. You're looking outside yourself for answers that only come from within. They only come from within. And I don't know anything about World of Warcraft, but I am told that on World of Warcraft, ladies and gentlemen, there is a creature known as the Hurrock, Huroc, and it is a parasitic demon from another dimension. I don't know World of Warcraft, but it sounds like World of Warcraft understands some things about what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. It understands some things about what is going on. And I had another Hurrock, great Hurrock information. I'm going to see if I can find it. It came from the movie Men in Black 3. Hurrock is, if you watched 2 nights ago, you saw that it was pedophilic, blood-eating beings attacking us. Here it is. Let me show you this. This is what I get when you send me a message through my website. Just so you know, when you send me a message through my website, let me make sure this is okay. Yeah, when you send me a message through my website, this is what I get. It comes up through my website into my email, and I get this. And what I said was, especially to people that are Christians, as long as you are still attached to the blood in any way, shape, or form, saved by the blood, washed in the blood, power in the blood, atonement in the blood, sacrifice of Jesus, Savior, atonement, pick up my cross, red letters, plead the blood. As long as you're attached to any of that, you will not be able to smell the Hurrock, which smell like rotting fruit or rotting meat. You can't smell them because you are attached to that blood. And that blood will keep your frequency so low that you will not ever be able to raise frequency high enough to be able to see and distinguish these creatures. And this was on Men in Black 3. The Will Smith character tells Jay, I'm not sure who Jay is, you can't smell it because your nose already has the smell. Exactly what I was trying to tell you. Hollywood, once again, in Nancy's opinion and mine as well, putting it in plain sight. And another thought, COVID, part of the COVID symptoms is a loss of smell. I don't think this is by accident after hearing the podcast on the Horak. Sorry, I had to sleep last night, couldn't be there to chime in live. Nancy, thanks so much. What does the mask do? The mask makes it harder to smell things. The dosum whist affects your ability to smell. Folks, it all comes together. It all comes together. Patricia, we appreciate your opinion. You feel free to share it once, but you can't turn my chat room into your forum for evangelism of any particular position that you have. So let's talk about these guillotines, because I know a lot of you are afraid of these guillotines. A lot of you are upset at these guillotines. Tammy, you got to watch the shows before this one. We don't have time to explain every show to you every day. So, honey, you just got to go back and watch the other show. You'll see it's called Pedophilic Blood Eating Monsters Disguised Amongst Us, or something like that. It's a Late Night in the Heartland show. It's right here on the website, or you can go to jeffreydaugherty.com and find it. No, just go to my YouTube channel, The Christian Whistleblower, and you'll find it there. So this guillotine thing, and may I first say to you, the only reason that you have this idea about guillotine is from Christian prophecy, from Revelation, fear porn, scare you to death. And I've talked about this 1,000 times, and it's on my channel. Just search Francisco Ribera, just search prophecy, just search Jesuit. The idea of people getting their heads chopped off in the end times is invented by the Jesuits. All of end time prophecy ended by 100 AD, 200 at the very, very latest. It ended at least 800 or 1800 years ago, depending upon how you look, how you think about time. We've talked about that too, 1,000 years added to history. But the only reason you think about these guillotines is because you've heard that if you don't take the mark of the beast, which is history, not future, then you're going to get your head chopped off. It's all Christian fear porn. And you're looking at a guy that spent 20 years as a Christian fear porner. I preached all of that stuff. I was honest enough to look in the mirror and say, language alert, you're full of shit and you need to admit it. And I did. And here I am. Do you have that same integrity? So the only reason you really worry about head chopping is because you're eating the fear porn. You're into the Christianity litter box. Christianity's like a litter box. I have a cat named Rooney. He goes to the bathroom. He takes a dump in the litter box. And it looks like an almond roca because it gets the litter on it. And the dogs, if I don't watch Barkley and I don't watch Merlin, if they get around the litter box, they will eat Rooney's shit. They'll eat it. And they will go back and eat it as often as you'd let them. That's dumb, right? But you are being fed the equivalent in man-made knowledge that you think is divine, and you're going to the litter box and you're eating, and I'm trying to tell you not to eat from the litter box. Now, I won't stop you. If you want to eat litter box shit, then you can eat litter box shit. But I'm trying to give you an understanding of what's going on. So this whole thing about guillotines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something very simple, and I'm going to do something very plain, and I'm going to show you how to save yourself a whole lot of troubles, okay? I want to save you a lot of misery. I want to save you a lot of worry, and I want to save you a lot of problems, ladies and gentlemen. I want to save you this. I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to make you feel stupid. I'm trying to help you. I am on a web browser. I've just heard that Canada is buying guillotines in connection with COVID-19. I don't know if you can see my URL bar, but I'm just going to type in Canada buying guillotines, and I'm going to hit go. Oh, shit. Look, Jeff. The Canadian government did publish a bid for programmable guillotines. The Canadian government publishes a bid request for programmable hydraulic guillotines needed in support of Canada's response to COVID-19. You look at that and you think, oh my plastic Jesus. They are buying guillotines. They are going to chop heads. Oh my plastic Jesus. I'm so worried. I'm so scared. Let me go on Facebook and tell everybody, show them this proof. Canada's going to chop heads. The Bible's true. Get right with plastic Jesus. I'm going to go on YouTube and make a video. It's really true. They're going to chop heads. Can I suggest you do something different? What are you worried about? I'm worried about programmable hydraulic guillotines. Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you left click and why don't you copy programmable hydraulic guillotines, and then right click and it'll say secure search for programmable hydraulic guillotines. You're thinking they're making head chopping guillotines. Think about it for a second, ladies and gentlemen. How many companies in the world do you think still make head chopping guillotines? That went out a long time ago. I doubt there's anybody anywhere that makes a head chopping guillotine. Think about this. If Canada did want to chop their people's heads off, would they advertise they were going to chop the heads off? But you're going to find out now what Canada's looking for. It ain't going to be as sexy. It ain't going to be as scary. It ain't going to be as good a show. And you got to ask yourself, why do you want the drama? Why do you want the fear? Why do you want the fear porn? Why are you hooked on fear porn? Because watch this. Oh my gizzle. Canadian government wants programmable hydraulic guillotines because of their COVID-21. Boom. What is a programmable hydraulic guillotine? Well, snap. Look at that. It's a programmable hydraulic guillotine. You can have one for $3,590. And what does it do? It cuts paper. It might cut a roach head, maybe a mouse head. And some of you that still believe that the Bible's every single bit the word of God, every jot, every tittle, every line, it might cut your pen head. But it ain't going to cut a regular person's head. Oh, Jeff, that's just one reference. Okay. Well, how about this one? Another hydraulic, programmable guillotine cutter. This is even better. It's $47,90. There's a guillotine. Oh, look down here. There's all kinds of guillotines. Hydraulic guillotines. Look, all these guillotines. Can I ask you a question? Are those guillotines for chopping heads? Yes or no? Are those guillotines for chopping heads? Don't you feel a little silly right now? Don't you feel a little stupid right now? Don't you feel a little stupid for falling for this? See, I'm trying to help you out. He's trying to make fun of us. No, I'm trying to help you out. If I didn't care about you, I would sit back and laugh at you for believing stupid shit. but I care about you. So I'm trying to help a brother out. I'm trying to help a sister out. Now, I got other stuff to talk about, but we're closing in already in 40 minutes. So I want to go ahead and throw open the phone lines. The phone lines are open at 913-279-0831. 913-279-0831. And I'm so amazed. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you show. You still get people that are smart people like Douglas talking about, oh, maybe it's population control. Dude, they're trying to control the population of paper, not people. They're trying to control the population of roaches, maybe, not people. Come on, man. Come on. And then we got smart people like Suzanne. It's nothing to do with execution. Good God, woman. It's late night in the heartland, and you're live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Oh, Jeff, thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure. What's up?
Well, the first thing I wanna say to you, thank you for waking me up. I think I was on my way to wake me up. I'm sorry if you don't understand my accent. Please forgive me.
My pleasure. And your English is great.
Okay. The reason I call what they do it to us, what it is the work for our souls. They want our soul. It's not our body. It's not about what is happening right now. Everything is a work for our soul. If we born in the system, we grow up in the system, we believe in the system, we die in the system, we come back to the system. But you're waking up people, and thank you for that.
I thank you. I appreciate that.
And they pass over, they decide where to go.
You're absolutely right. You're 100% right. And the only problem I would have with your statement is that I'm not waking people up. I'm providing information that people use to wake themselves up. I can't wake anybody up. But you're so right. As long as you stay within this system, looking for something outside of you, a god, a religion, an angel, a magical spell, if you're looking for anything to come back and save you, you are not going to get out because you are still in the system. But once you realize you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free, then you're out of the system and you decide where you go next. You are 100% right.
Like you for that. And one more thing. I believe the hell doesn't exist. We are living in hell. And you know the Bible. And please help me with this. When Jesus was fasting in the desert for 40 days, 40 nights.
Yeah.
And the devil comes to him and asked him, he took it to the top of the hill.
Right.
And what did he say to him? If you bow to me and you adore me, and what exactly he said to him?
He said, I will give you all the kingdoms of the earth.
Okay, he wasn't there. When he was fasting, he was in the desert. And what the devil offered to him? All his kingdoms.
Right.
So what he was referring was all these kingdoms and this earth. So that's what I think we are in hell.
That is a great point. You know, I would have argued that maybe earlier, but I think you're that's a great point. And this world could literally be hell because we're stuck here and we keep coming back here until we realize we're divine, sovereign, and free. And by the way, if you could go up on a high place and see the whole earth, it'd probably be flat, but we're not going to get into that tonight. What a great call. Thank you.
Not tonight. Okay. And my last question for you is, between you and Derek, are you guys working together? Because we live in a duality world when one is white, the other one is black. You guys, when I start listening to you and I listen to Derek, very good friends and everything. But now you are on the opposite side of his way, view, and everything, the Christianism and everything. So I love what you do, and I like to listen to you. But it's like everything. We live in a matrix.
Mm-hmm.
When it's the wrong and right, and we are the one who decide what to do or what not to do.
Listen, I really appreciate your call. It was a great call. And in response to that other person, I think they're dangerous, and I will not ever work with them until they have a complete change. They're trying to keep people in the matrix. They're all about the blood, and I'm all about being out of the blood. Thank you for that call, a brilliant call. I'm waiting for this call to pop back up. And if you noticed, I solved the ring from the calls on hold. It's Late Night in the Heartland. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty. Please turn down your device in the background, and you're live with Jeffrey Daugherty right now.
There's a lot of flat earthers.
Yeah, turn down that background, or I'm gonna have to let you go. Thank you. Now, what's your question? Hello? Ooh, boy, you got to learn how to operate a phone before you call. And I love the trolls. The trolls say, well, not everybody has a cell phone. Not everybody has reception. Really? You're watching a video. What are you watching it on? You got enough reception to be able to get a video and see it and watch it, but you're trying to tell me you don't have reception to make a cell phone call? What you don't have is balls. It's Late Night in the Heartland, and you're live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I do. What is your theory?
On?
What is your theory?
Sweetheart, put your thoughts together, write it on a card like I do, and call back. But I can't let you take time away from the show if you can't put together a sentence. And I hope you're not trying to troll, but there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We want you to be part of the show, but you got to be interesting. You got to be polite. You got to have a take, and you can't suck. Those are the rules. Let's see what the people on Facebook are saying right now. Let's see what we got. Again, watching from Bangladesh. That's beautiful. I really appreciate it. Wisconsin. A lot of support for the president over on Facebook. I agree with all of you supporting the president for sure. And let's see what we got here. It's Late Night in the Heartland, and you're live with Jeffrey Daugherty. Hello. Goodbye. I think we got a troll invasion, ladies and gentlemen. That's okay. It's my show, and we'll be fine. Biden says Kathy equals pedophiles and soup lines. She's right, but he's not going to make it. I think this is Joe. Is this the one and only Joe Sapiens?
Hey.
Hey, you said you got a couple of Rod questions. Hit me with them.
Yeah, so this may be a bit touchy, but here we go. Number one, is this my last incarnation?
Okay, is this Joe Sapiens' last incarnation in this realm? Says a very strong yes.
I had a feeling as much.
Victoria Moncada down in Cancun. Nice to see you. Go ahead, Joe. What's your second question?
The second one is, have I failed?
Have you failed?
Yeah.
I don't need the rods to tell me that. I would say you haven't failed, but let's see. The rods has, and folks that have never seen the rods before, let me show you how they work. Is Jeffrey Daugherty wearing a pink shirt? No, I'm wearing a red shirt. Is Jeffrey Daugherty wearing one crazy ass jacket? Yes, he is. Okay. Now, has Joe Sapiens failed? Joe, not only no, but hell no. You have not failed.
That's good. I've had 4 incarnations in this timeline already. 3 or 4, and in each of those I had to come back.
Gotcha. I think you're done with this one if you want to be done. That's great news. Anything else I can answer for you?
I'm done here. I'm in this world. Get me the hell out.
You bet, Joe. And thanks for your service to humanity. We appreciate you. Take care. Wow, that's a great call, and that's why you do it. Thanks for holding on. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, and you're live.
Yeah, hey, thanks for taking my call, man.
My pleasure.
You're getting all these kinds of, crazy calls tonight, and I was wondering, really, maybe we can get back on subject. Like, what do you actually think about what's happening with?
With what? Are you there?
And the other things. What do you think?
No, you said I want you to know. You asked me what I think about what's going on. Can you be more specific?
Yeah, as far as the election.
Well,
like Timothy Osman, and as far as the election,
mm-hmm.
What do you think about the whole Rudy?
Well, we've done about 4 or 5, maybe 10 shows on the election, so you'd have to go back and watch them all to catch all of my thoughts. But basically, and like I talked about earlier tonight, what we have this election was a sting operation where the forces loyal to President Donald Trump have launched a sting operation against the deep state, both Republicans and Democrats, and have exposed the absolute corruption and the vile cheating that goes on within the American election system. It showed us that we really don't have a representative republic anymore. It's shown us that voting as the way it is must never be done this way again. And it shows us, thank you, sweetheart, that there is a complete probably a destruction and a rebuilding, a destruction of both the Democrat and the Republican parties, and a rebuilding of something new from there is required. It was a sting operation. It's working exactly as planned, and Donald Trump will be our president for at least 4 more years.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Joe Biden 2024, perhaps Kamala Harris 2024.
Yeah, good luck for that. Good luck with that. Heels up, Harris. You can't. I'm gonna language warning. Kamala Harris can't suck enough dicks to get elected president. Sorry. Thanks for the call. I really appreciate it. Those were good calls. Thank you for holding on. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower.
Hey, how do you feel about Hitler and the German Socialist Party?
How do I feel about what?
Hitler and the German Socialist.
How do you feel about actually being a decent human being and not trolling other people? Thank you, sweetheart. Folks, I got to tell you, Cynthia's got a nice little negligee on. Whoa, baby. Looking good, sweetheart. Looking good. I'm sorry. But did you notice I fixed the ding? I'm so glad. It's late night in the heartland. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Hi. I was wondering, with the news media acting as though we are so ignorant.
The regime news media.
They're playing pretend. What's going to happen to them once all of this blows up in their face?
That's a great question. It's already happening. I mean, for the last 4 years, they've been exposed as a fake media, and it's going to happen even to these people on YouTube. But literally what's going to happen, and if you watched the show last night, if you didn't, go back and watch it. President Trump issued a executive order in 2018 that stated that any people, organization that use subterfuge and deception and use any type of actions to stop or undermine American confidence in our elections are subject to having all of their assets seized. You're going to see, literally, multiple news organizations, their entire assets seized. It may be bye-bye CNN. It may be bye-bye MSNBC. It may be bye-bye CBS. Probably all three. They are literally going to have their assets seized. And what Sidney Powell said today to Joe Biden, all of these people and all the regime media need to take it to heart. Best that you go ahead and give us your mea culpa, confess, resign, retire, move out of the U.S., get all your assets out, because the president is coming for your asses and he's coming for your assets. The media will never be the same again. It'll be back to real, true journalists.
I hope that Linwood, what he said is Joe Biden's going to prison and nobody can walk down these streets.
I don't think Joe will go to prison. I think that he would take the easy way out, the Harry Carey way, if you know what I'm talking about. That's what I think Joe will do. I don't think he goes to prison. But Joe Biden will not be among the land of the living by the springtime. That's my prediction.
Well, just like McCain.
Exactly. McCain, I have some pretty powerful inside sources that say McCain took the Harry Carey route.
Well, and even his daughter said you can't kill him again.
Exactly. And John Kasich said that he was killed.
Exactly. All right.
Lady Justice in the chat room agreeing there's zero chance that Biden-Harris takes the Oval Office.
Oh, I mean, she's on her knees. How can she move up?
Yeah, like I said, there's not enough time for her to fillet that many people to win the presidency. Thanks for your call. I really appreciate it. It was a good one. Thanks for holding on. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
How's it going? Donnie from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Hey, Donnie, what's up, my friend?
Nothing much, brother. I was just calling to chat a little bit on my views on what's been going on. Been cooped up here with my son. That's 4 years old, and it just has a lot of concern of what's been going on since I've been following all this stuff.
I can't even imagine having young children at this time. It's a horrific attack on the most innocent and vulnerable amongst us. And I salute you, and all of my best thoughts are with you as a parent in this time. You can make it, but it sure ain't going to be easy. But keep the faith. We've got faith in you.
Hey, I'm just keeping strong with Psalm 91 right now, and Ephesians 6:10, put it on the armor, and I'm making sure my son knows that.
Well, just make sure that you don't remember what happened when David put on that armor. It was too big for him. It didn't work. It wasn't his armor. David just said, "Give me some stones and let me kick some ass." Just remember that. What's your point that you want to make?
I'm sorry, say it again.
What is the point that you would like to make tonight?
Just the point is that we need to just focus on God, and that we shouldn't rely on this world, and just focus on heaven that's awaiting us right now. There's nothing more than that's away from all this commotion. How great it's going to be whenever we're in heaven, when we don't have to worry about it, and that's where we want to focus our minds. We don't need to focus on all this. It's all in the making right now. God's going to let things happen because He wins. He's in charge. This is not their land.
Well, I appreciate. I appreciate your call. I appreciate your sentiment. I would encourage you to take some of this time to really think and really get into your heart and really question, maybe at least think about this. And I won't put you on the spot, but at least think about the fact that maybe looking outside for help isn't really the answer. And the answer is going to come from inside. Do you really want to teach your son to wait for somebody else to come and help him? Or do you want to teach your son to be self-sufficient, to be able to help himself? You are divine. You are sovereign. You are free. And so is he. And as long as you're waiting for somebody else to come save you, you're putting yourself in a position of powerlessness. You're better than that. That's my opinion. I speak it out of love and concern for you because, my friend, Jesus ain't coming back to save you. Neither is anybody else. God's going to save you. But it's the God in you because you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. Thank you for the call. It's Late Night in the Heartland. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, and you're live. You're live.
What's up, Jeffrey? It's Jaden, your homie from Oakland.
What's up, my brother?
I did what you said. I looked up Joseph Mengele, and I apologize. He does not have a relation to Donald Trump. I thought he was from the they coincided somehow, But what I think's gonna happen, I apologize for that my rant yesterday. You were right, homie.
You don't got to apologize. You're doing the work. That's all I want is to get people to do the research, and you've already been doing it. So we're on the same side.
Well, I'm glad we could have a cordial conversation last night. That was cool. I think that bitch Kamala Harris is going to turn on Biden and say that Hunter and him did nefarious actions, spurious shit. And she's going to get rid of Biden that way, like the scorpion and the frog story.
Yes.
And then she's going to be the president and bring that satanic cunt Hillary Clinton into the party. What do you think about that, homie?
I think that if she could, she would. But because it is so easy and plain and clear that they cheated, that they won't be able to do that. Like I said, language alert, Kamala Harris can't suck enough dicks to get herself elected president of the United States. That's how she became attorney general. I'm pretty sure that's how she became the vice president nominee. She would love to do it, and if she had the chance, she would do it, but she is not going to be able to do it. I hope I hear from you again. That was a great call. I just saw somebody from Cancun, and folks, I am all rainbows and puppy dogs and sunny skies. But I want you to also know, ladies and gentlemen, that just because you're super optimistic, I'm the most optimistic guy you know. There's no doubt about it. But I also want you to know that, I do take adequate preparations. Like there's a reason why I keep this in my desk, just in case somebody makes it this far. And there's a lot of these around this house. Somebody is not going to make it. If I was super optimistic and not realistic, would I have this? No. And on another point, I'm going tomorrow to get my passport because I don't have a passport right now. Tomorrow I'm going to get my passport. And in the next few months, Cynthia and I are going to take a trip down to Cancun. We got a great new friend down there named Marco. We're going to look around. Marco is showing us some property. And just in case, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a plan that will allow us to be able to go down to somewhere else and be able to have ourselves. Yeah, Marco says we can't take that with me. Yeah, we'll have to work something out. But yeah, we're going to have a plan. So here the plan is, say hello to my little friend. And down there, we'll have to make some more little friends. Nice to see you, Marco. All righty, let's go to the phone lines again. It's late night in the Heartland. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Hey, Jeff, I really enjoyed how you handled that one call. I really think that one thing that's really terrible about all of this unrest in the world right now is people that are doubling down so hard into the fear and letting that drive them further into the matrix.
Right. They're doubling down on what they know, aren't they?
Yeah. And I mean, it's sad because I see it a lot with people around my life and whatnot. They feel so lost that they are so confused, and it really is just unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. And, I'm trying to be more cognizant of the people that call, especially now that we're on these new platforms and people aren't used to, what we do and how we do. So I'm trying to be a little bit more empathetic, I guess. And, that's at the end of the day, we're just trying to make people think.
It's not like emotional socialism what we're doing. What we're trying to do is help carry the torch of positivity to rise other people up. And
Absolutely.
I think that's what we're going to start seeing is the Aryans of all races rising up. I mean, in Europe right now, they're rioting.
And you remember the caller from Switzerland last night, right?
Yeah. In Germany right now, they're rising up.
They are. But, I'll never lose that John Gruden spirit about me. And again, ladies and gentlemen, language alert, like John Gruden said, I'm not so much into dreams anymore. I'm into fucking nightmares. I'm ruining dreams. I'm wrecking dreams because if you're dreaming, you're still asleep.
Right. And one thing I really want to stress here that people don't really think about how simple of an idea or a concept to understand as this is. All these people, like Sidney Powell, they've defended people like General Flynn. Lynn Wood is putting his neck on the line. People are risking their reputations. Do you think this is so fake that people would risk their professional careers and backlash of the threat of gulags?
Nope.
Do you think that they would do nothing? Why do you think Trump would deal with all of this nonsense? He's a billionaire.
He's a multi-billionaire.
Exactly. And people don't, it's really that simple. Why would anybody risk their reputation, their livelihood, their safety? Like people like Rand Paul that wrote a specific bill to address the problem with the Breonna Taylor case.
I've got to tell you, Brandon, I am impressed with Rand Paul. I haven't always been impressed with Rand Paul.
Yes.
Ron Paul, I think, wussed out and should have ran independent. If he'd had the guts that Pat Buchanan had, he could have changed things a while back. But Rand Paul has earned my respect.
Yes, absolutely. And he's not a part of like the fake rhino Republicans, you know.
No, he's
people
not.
Like Dan Crenshaw, people are like always on that guy's well, there's no polite way to really say it, but I mean, you get what I mean. They are throwing their support behind somebody that really all he has is a flashy eye patch, and he's a Zionist. So
yep, absolutely, 100%. And I mean, I listened to Steve Bannon because he has some good information, but I believe Steve Bannon has been quoted as saying that he's a proud Christian Zionist. So you really can't trust Steve Bannon all the way either. You just got to pick and choose you got to listen to the good information that Steve Bannon brings. But I always keep a real cautious sense about me when I'm listening to Bannon. Great information, but we know where he's really from. And that's what bothers me about Pompeo. He's also said that he's a Christian Zionist. He's all about Israel. And I support Israel as long as Israel behaves itself like any other sovereign nation. There's no special Israel has to behave like everybody else. If they want to be a member of the community of nations, they got to obey the HOA laws just like everybody else.
Exactly. And really, I'd really just love to see what the next 4 years is going to bring. Imagine everything that we just went through, getting through all of it, and everything calms down, and then cleaning house of the rhinos is going to start. And I think that's going to take equally as long, because if you think about it, a lot of these establishment people from the RNC, they've been there for what? Look at Mitch McConnell. He's been there since the beginning of time.
Right. And, somebody just made a great point in the chat room. Arizona Bobcat says, Steve Bannon has always got CNN playing in the background, and he does. Why?
Well, yeah. I mean, I like to watch occasionally other news networks just to see what the opposition is doing.
Yeah,
even though they're considered the legacy or establishment.
The regime media. That's the term that I borrowed from our friend. What's his name? Is it Justin? The No White Guilt channel. I forgot it. Jason.
Jason.
Yeah,
yes.
he coined the term regime media, and it's very apropos. And I continue to use that. Please stop putting the menorahs in Facebook. I don't want to have to ban you from the page, but I've deleted 2 menorahs. We don't need no menorahs up in here.
See, they're everywhere, Jeff.
They're everywhere.
They live.
They live. What else is on your mind, Brandon?
Oh, really not a whole lot. I've really been focusing more and more on trying to be more positive, and I know it's hard. They are literally throwing everything but the kitchen sink, or probably the kitchen sink.
They're getting ready to throw that. Watch out for kitchen sinks.
Yeah. Just keep the vibrational high.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Brandon, for calling. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
Take care, my brother. Bye-bye. And we've got people on hold. Thank you for holding. It's late night in the Heartland, and you're live with Jeffrey Daugherty. Hello.
This is James, the young caller from last night. Why do you think people still support the Democratic the Democratic Party, when they've been like, it's known that they're just extremely corrupt?
That's a great question, and there's actually a rather easy answer. And this is our 15-year-old great thinker, great American, great patriot. And the reason why is because for especially about the last 50, 60 years, the Democrat Party has made it its business to give people as much stuff that they haven't earned and haven't worked for as they possibly can. And the Democrat Party has created now generations of people that are dependent upon the government to give them food, to give them medicine, to give them a place to live, to give them even down to cell phones. And they've got this group of people that are now so dependent upon the Democrat Party that they now don't have, even if they disagreed with the Democrat Party, they don't have the ability now to stand on their own. They have lost, and this is black people, white people, red, yellow, black, and white. This is all people. They no longer have the ability to stand on their own. They are dead without government. Literally, in a short time, they're on the street without government. They got no food without government. So what they are doing is it doesn't matter. They're going to support government. And when a guy like President Trump says, we're going to get out of the welfare business, we're going to put everybody back to work, they don't want that. They are dependent upon the government, and they have lost their desire to work and earn. They've lost their rugged individualism. They've lost, frankly, their self-respect, and they're like a puppy or a kitten that's trying to make sure that it holds on to its mother's tit because that's the only way it stays alive.
Well, yeah, that's a really good point. Thanks for answering the question.
Thank you for calling. I hope you call every night. You give me hope for the future. It's late night in the heartland. Thanks for holding your live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, what's up?
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to turn off the sound.
That's all right.
Yeah, so just curious about this. There's a couple things I wanted to say.
Well, just say them.
One was, do you think that they're going to crack down on all the convicts that were let out? That's the first thing I wanted to ask.
That's a great question. You're talking about the convicts that were let out for the Dosum Wist, right? The whole pandemic, the stupid 19. That's a great question. Unfortunately, the statistics show that at least half of those people are going to commit crimes again, and they'll go back into the system. Part of me is happy that they let those people out, but because and especially you got to remember, a lot of those people were released in California, and that's where Heels Up Harris was putting thousands and tens of thousands of people in jail for very, very minor offenses, and especially thousands and thousands of black folks going to jail from Heels Up Harris doing nothing more than trying to make her arrest rates look amazing. So a lot of those people that got let out probably deserve to get let out. The ones that don't deserve to get let out are going to commit crimes again. They'll go back. And I'm sure that when President Trump gets sworn in for a second term and the left explodes and they have the riots and the uprising in the cities and it gets put down very, very fast by President Trump, those people will most likely be amongst that number, and they will be dealt with very, very quickly and with extreme prejudice.
So I was under the impression it was actually the violent offenders that they released.
Well, we don't really know. I mean, Newsom's not going to tell us exactly who it was, but be it the violent ones, be it the non-violent ones, I think that statement, I'll still stand by it.
Okay. I heard that it was the violent ones and not the
okay,
not the
what's
ones
the
that
next
were,
question?
So the next question is how can we shut down all the entrances? How can we shut down all the other, I mean, you're saying that Sackless is gone.
Yep.
But how come there's still so much mischief? Is it because there's other entities?
Listen, you're a smart lady. You really are. You're a smart lady. And even this is why I do what I do, because even the smart people amongst us, I was like this for years and years and years and years. We have been so taught and so conditioned that there's a demon behind every bush. And if there's not a demon behind that bush, it's probably an angel. Listen, there are enough bad humans in this world to account for all of the evil that happens. And there's enough good humans to account for all of the good that happens. I am saying to anybody, and I'm opening this up to anybody that would care to debate me. I don't recommend you do, but if you want to, there are almost no demons and there's almost no angels because there's almost no difference. This is not a spiritual battle. I did a show on that. I'm gonna have to do another one. Are the weapons of our warfare not carnal? That's a completely twisted piece of the script. This is not a spiritual battle. It is a battle of flesh and blood that wants to be divine, sovereign, and free, and flesh and blood that wants to keep people locked in a fear and guilt, blood magic, mind control, matrix.
Okay, so they're just now, I mean, the puppet master made Pinocchios out of their little cohorts, and now he's gone, is what you're saying.
Right, and they're just looking for somebody else to pull their strings. Do you have another question?
Can we do, is there anything we can do, like intention-wise, towards raising the consciousness on the planet?
Absolutely. Meditate, live, move, have your being in. We are raising the conscious on this planet. Why do you think that I'm so optimistic all the time? Because I'm trying to raise the consciousness of this planet. And at first it's work, and then it becomes habit, and then it becomes just a way of life, and things get better and better and better and better. Those are great questions. I appreciate them. Thanks for calling. I'm going to try to get through these calls that are on hold so I can take a break. It's Late Night in the Heartland. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Well, I want to pull a trump card.
Is this the Delaney Pearl Jones?
It is. I have 3 words I want to share with you from my book of Delaney's Delight.
Okay, share them with me.
First,
Delaney? Hey, Delaney.
Yeah.
I want you to share those 3 words for about 45 seconds. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to go take care of some quick business. Share those 3 words with us. And folks, this is Delaney Pearl Jones. I'll be right back.
Okay, then. The first one is trump card. Truly righteous, universally manifesting positivity. Courageous, aware, real, divine. Trump card. Then the next one is Donald Trump's dad's name. Fred. Forever redeemed, eternally divine. Fred. Trump card, truly righteous, universally manifesting positivity. Courageous, aware, real, and divine. Trump card. I hope that everybody's doing all right tonight, and I hope you're able to hear what I said.
Thank you, Delaney. And we heard it wall to wall and treetop tall. That was so good. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
What else do you have to share with us tonight?
I love everybody, and to all you who are afraid, don't be scared. Look in the mirror and realize who you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have a good one.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Delaney filling in for me so you didn't have to watch a Focused Life Force Energy commercial. But, folks, I want you to know that Focused Life Force Energy is high consciousness on demand. You can get it to your cell phone. You can get it to your home, and it will bathe you in high consciousness. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com. Click on the fluffy logo. It's Late Night in the Heartland, and you are live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Jeffrey, it's Daryl Varney.
Daryl Varney, thanks for the call. What's up with you tonight? What's on your mind?
Well, I wanted to ask you if I could touch on predictive programming for a second.
Predictive programming. Why don't you touch on that? Yes, I'll give you the floor. What's on your mind as far as predictive programming?
All right. Well, with all the socialist takeover that I see taking place in the last so many years, I'm reminded of a TV show when I was younger that was out in the 1980s called America, and it was spelled with a K instead.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to remember that show?
I remember the show. I never watched it, but I think it was like they were a subtle communist takeover of the United States, right?
Correct. It was a mini-series that took place for 7 nights. Now, during this mini-series, what the show was about was there was an electromagnetic frequency that shut down the entire grid, and it shut down the military.
So like an EMP.
Yeah, yeah. It was because of a nuclear weapon.
Okay.
Of some sort. I don't remember specifically. I just remember this movie has always stuck with me.
Yep.
But one particular thing about the movie was that it reminds me a great deal of Agenda 2030 and Agenda 21. America was broken down into districts. The thing about it, though, if you go look into it, the way that this movie was designed, it basically told you about Agenda 2021 or Agenda 2030. Now, the thing about it is that agenda didn't come out until about 5 or 6 years later in the early 90s.
Right.
But it was shown in this movie. And I for the last about 10 years, I've been looking into predictive programming, and I see how it takes place and everything. And I was just curious if you remember that movie. And
I did. I didn't watch it, but I remember the premise of it. And there's many, even I don't watch hardly any TV. We don't have cable, but I watch some on Netflix. I watch Supernatural. And Supernatural is full of
favorite television.
It is full of, it gives some truth bombs, and it also was full of predictive programming. They predicted the Dosum West. They predicted this pandemic. They predicted this stupid 19. I was just shocked and amazed.
I love to hear that that's your one of the shows that you watch.
It's the only one we watch. And
when my son was growing up, he's 19 now, but when he was 5, 6, 7 years old, that's the only thing he wanted to watch on TV, and he was very fascinated with the everything about that show. But,
I have to ask you: is he Team Sam or Team Dean?
Well, I think he's Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to hear his older brother used to pick on him a lot, and because he wasn't into the show as much, and he used to tell him how he loved Dean so much all the time. I remember hearing that.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that show, and I don't really have anything else, but that it really stands out. And I do know this: in one of the districts in the show of Kansas, the Kansas district, which is I know where you speak of being from,
right. That's where we are.
Was actually the heart. It was the heartland. As it becomes the heartland is what it says in the information. But,
interesting.
And I thought that was funny because that's the name of your show.
Late Night in the Heartland. I didn't know about it, but that's some predictive programming, folks. I forgot to even talk about. Thanks for calling. I forgot to talk about. I'm gonna keep you on hold just for a minute. I forgot to talk about my. Croatoan. Yeah, I forgot to talk about my point here tonight. We're talking about a secret blood cult that's conducting dark magical rituals across the country. And I will talk about part of it, and then we'll take a call or two, and then I'll try to finish it. Unbeknownst to us, but hiding in plain sight, there is a very dark, very secret, very nefarious blood magic cult that is sucking in people unawares, good people, strong people, happy people really with problems. They're sucking them in. And what happens is they go to these gatherings. They have these gatherings. Sometimes they have the gatherings in homes. Sometimes they have the gatherings in special buildings designed for the purpose. But it's very deceptive because it looks very happy and sunny on the outside, but inside what takes place, I'll describe it to you. And these things are all over the United States of America. These things are all over the world. And what they do is they bring in people that are typically having some troubles, having some difficulties, looking for some truth in their life. That's what cults always do. And when people come in, they put them through a pre-programmed, unbeknownst to the people, system of MK Ultra mind control. It leads them down a path to a very powerful trance. These people go into a very powerful trance state. And when they get into this very powerful trance state, they are then spoken into their subconscious minds with very, very unempowering information. They're told that they're bad people. They're told that they are fundamentally flawed. They're told them that there's only one way to get themselves out of these flaws. And then they are commanded to stand from their seats and come down to the front of the building or the special place to take place in a horrific ceremony that will finish up after we take a couple of calls. Thank you for holding. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty. Hello, caller from the 252 area code. You're live.
Yes, hello.
What's on your mind
question
tonight? Thanks for calling.
Jeffrey.
I'm here.
Okay, my question is, are not really, well, it's not really a, yeah, it is. Have you heard about our country making the software that's in the Dominion election things that we actually use in other countries?
Absolutely.
To get into office, people that we could actually control?
That's what Dominion software was originally created for. It's not a glitch. It's not a mistake. The software was created by our intelligence agencies in order to be able to implant the software in the electoral machinery of other nations so we could direct and guide the outcomes and dictate who comes to power in other countries. Speaking of coming to power, I did write this booklet. It's called Alien Agenda in the New Testament. It's just a little booklet. I have signed and numbered them. It's a limited amount. It's signed and numbered. If you will give a gift, a minimum gift of $20 towards the shortwave bill, I will send you this book signed and numbered. It's limited. Obviously, you're not paying for the book because it's only a booklet. But if you'll do that, we will give it to you. Alien Agenda in the New Testament. I'll send it right out to you. Thank you for holding on. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty right now.
Hey, Jeff, this is Steven.
Hey, Steven, what's up?
I'm wondering what you're feeling about Trump's 3 million dump in Wisconsin recount. Is it for more evidence, or is he trying to actually claim the state without having to unleash the full on beast?
You kind of broke up a little bit. Could you repeat the question? I lost you about Wisconsin.
I'm wondering what sort of feel you're getting with this one. Do you believe Trump's going after the count itself for the electoral college points, or is it just more evidence?
I think it's probably more evidence. I think right now, in order to make sure all the evidence comes out, what he's doing is making sure that they do prevent Joe Biden from getting to 270. And like Tracy says, it's both. They do want to win, but right now they want to keep Biden from getting to 270 so they can buy themselves time and so that the people can see what's going on and they can build a strong, irrefutable case. And you got to understand, they're not just trying to build a case for the Supreme Court. They're not just trying to build a case for the court of public opinion, but they're also trying to build a case for these military white hats that, you know, let's say everything goes bad and the courts won't help them, the Supreme Court won't help them, people won't wake up. Well, guess what? You don't have to convince a huge percentage of the military to say, sorry, this is malfeasance, and Donald J. Trump is not going anywhere. He's still our commander-in-chief, and we will still take orders from him and him alone. It's late night in the Heartland. You are live with Jeffrey Daugherty right now.
We need to start talking about Sandy Hook more.
We do not talk about that on this show, and we will not talk about this on that show. And you will always get hung up on if you say that. We don't talk about that. You can have your own private thoughts about it, but I'm not saying that it's not a real concern and that it's not a real thing. But what I am saying is, if we talk about it, the channel goes away, and that is not a hill that I'm willing to fight on. So it's my show, not yours. Don't talk about that. They call these people down to the front, and they're forced to get on bended knee, or they are forced to raise their hands and surrender, and they are forced to take an oath that says that they are worthless, that they are hopeless. They have to totally, completely debase themselves. Folks, this is classic MK Ultra. This is classic mind control. And they are forced to completely debase themselves. I'm worth nothing. I'm worth nothing. I'm worth nothing. And once they have totally debased themselves, then they must accept a, it's hard to even say, and this is happening in America, and it's happening across the world. They must accept the blood from a human sacrifice, from a human that was tortured in horrific ways. It makes you realize that it's probably an adrenochrome sacrifice. They have to accept this blood from a human sacrifice. They're told they have to cover themselves in it. And they're told that every time they want something or need something, they can only get it through this blood from a human sacrifice. But it gets worse. They're then told that they must accept this, actually two spirits. They must accept two entities into their body and allow themselves to be possessed by those entities. And then they're told that they are no longer alive. They are told that it is those entities that live within them, and that their life is now forfeit, and they live only to serve those two entities. And on a regular basis, ladies and gentlemen, they have to partake in the blood of a human sacrifice, and they even have to eat the flesh of a human sacrifice. That's what's going on in our country. We'll finish it up after a couple of calls. It's late night in the Heartland. Thanks for holding. You are live right now with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Hi, Jeff. Longtime viewer, first-time caller, and very nervous.
No worries. It's like slipping into a hot bath. It's just you and I talking.
Well, I just want to tell you, I've been watching you for a long time, and I love your transformation.
Well, thank you.
As far as, excuse me?
I said thank you.
Yes. As far as everything going on, you know, it's, and I argue with everybody in my family about this, not really argue, but I try to stress the point. This has been going on for so long with fraud, and every president who's ever lost has always preached it, but has never done anything about it. And the fact that we have a president that's willing to do something about it, he should be supported. I don't even care what president that is.
I agree and disagree. I think all the other presidents that did survive to leave office were just a part of the system. That's why they didn't do anything.
Exactly. And I agree with you. That's my other point. I mean, of course, they didn't fight it because no matter what the plan was, they were on the same plan.
And guess what?
So, of course, they're going to concede. And what a pussy doing so.
And remember, once you've been president, you get that money for the rest of your life. You get Secret Service protection for the rest of your life. Every speech you make is another $100,000. You write a book for millions of dollars. They got it made in the shade. Barack Obama is a rock star without any talent. That's why the system feeds them well, so they don't rock the boat.
Well, and they're just up there playing a part. I mean, they're not even who they really are behind closed doors, and that's evident. Trump hasn't changed his tune in the last 4 years. Well, honestly, I didn't like the man, but when he ran, I really didn't, but I knew he was going to shake things up. And I rooted for him. And boy, he brought everything to the surface. There's names I never heard of that have big parts in this.
Absolutely. And President Trump has done the deed. I appreciate the call. Let me just finish up real quickly with the nefarious secret blood and death cult that is hiding amongst us here in America and across the world. Many of you have already figured it out. That is what happens every single service in Christian churches everywhere across the world. It's not voodoo. It's not hoodoo. It's not Satanism. It's not devil worship. But it is. Christianity is the nefarious secret blood and death cult hiding amongst us here in America and across the world. If you're a Christian and you disagree, pick up the phone and make a call. And now we go back to the phones. Thank you for holding so long. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. You're live.
Hi, Jeff. This is Rebecca Brown.
Hi,
And
Rebecca.
I don't know if you've touched on this subject, but it's made me wonder for about the last 4 years about this MK Ultra and this mind control. It's just amazing how evenly divided these two sides seem to be.
Are we talking Republican, Democrat?
Well, but not only that, but just ideologies. And I mean, it's rabid on both sides.
Yeah, it's called a dichotomy. It's called duality. It's called us versus them. It's called divide and conquer.
Exactly. But with those of us that can see it happening and just wonder how they're doing that so well.
This is why President Trump is so assaulted, because President Trump is exposing that there's no right, there's no left. There's just one deep state, half of them playing one part and the other half playing the other part. We are about to see the collapse and the destruction of both the Democratic and the Republican Party. And Gina on Facebook, if you feel that strongly, pick up the phone and call. Otherwise, have a hot cup of shut the hell up. Do you have anything else on your mind?
No, I'm just trying to figure out, especially for the last 4 years, just how it got. And I mean, this crosses, it doesn't matter race, economics. I mean,
that's an interesting point. We have all this racial divide in this country, but if communism is claiming, and the reason why there's so many people from all races that are willing to join up for communism is because it always sounds good that you're going to get free shit, but then when it happens, you realize, oh, the shit wasn't free. It comes from people like me, and now there ain't no rich people anymore to take all their shit from, and it's coming from you.
But why are there so many that cannot see that? That's
Because
just
they're
amazing.
stupid, and because they're lazy, and because they're on the teat.
I guess so.
That's as simple as it is. Unfortunately, thank you for that call and those questions. Those are very, very good ones. It's late night in the Heartland, and you are live with Jeffrey Daugherty right now. Hello, 559 area code. You're live.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. What's on your mind?
Oh, not much. I was just calling into the show to say that I am Jesus Christ is my father, and I'm a son of his. And yes, we all are his children. And
okay, this is not a line for you to call and preach. If you have a question, please share it with us.
Okay. My question is, we will divide. We will stop this, right? The Christians will stop this craziness that's happening.
Can I be frank with you? You've had the integrity to call in, and can I just be plain with you? The Christians are part of this. I wish you'd watch some of my shows. The goal of Christianity and the goal of communism is exactly the same. The goal of Black Lives Matter and the goal of Christianity is exactly the same. The goal of Antifa and the goal of Christianity is exactly the same. At the end of all of those stories, you wind up with one ruler from Jerusalem ruling with an iron fist and telling people what to do and where to go, and only a special class going into his holy city, and the rest of the people bringing in taxes to him. Christianity ends that way. Communism ends that way. BLM, Antifa end that way. What do you say to that?
I'm kind of confused because I thought that we are the children of God, and if you believe in Jesus Christ, that you will be saved like I was.
What are you saved from?
Lucifer.
But why do you have to be saved from Lucifer?
Because he is the one that tries to gives you the chance to sin, and God gives you a chance not to sin.
What is sin?
Sin is like there's a lot of sin. I mean, I can go.
But no, what is? I'm not talking
all
about
night.
specific sins, but what is sin? I mean, I can tell you that this is an index
Drinking,
card. What is
doing
sin?
drugs.
What
Drinking,
is sin?
doing drugs.
Pardon me?
Drinking and doing drugs.
No. That is a thing. But what is sin itself? And why do you need to be saved from it?
You get saved from it when you're ready to be saved, and you're.
But
ready
what
to
are you
not
being
gamble
saved
or
from?
smoke or drink.
What are you being saved from?
From going to hell.
What is hell? Why don't you think about those things and call back in? Because you obviously are believing in things that you can't even explain. And if that doesn't bother you, then I can't help you. Maybe if it does bother you, there's still some hope for you getting out of this fear and guilt control matrix. It's late night in the Heartland. You are live with Jeffrey Daugherty right now.
Hi, this is Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Hi. I'm glad that you wanted to have me call. I'm not a troll at all. I'm really just so curious on why everyone still believes Trump. My whole family loves Trump. My dad's been a Republican ever since I can remember. I'm 38, and I barely started following politics since COVID. So,
Okay, Gina, let me ask you a question. Why does everybody believe Trump is your question? Have you sat down and read, and it's not that much reading, all of the executive orders that Donald Trump has issued?
I have watched several attorneys go through the executive orders.
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, have
And-
you sat down and read the executive orders?
I've not read the executive.
Well, when you sit down and read the executive orders, you will know why people still believe in Donald Trump. When you do, call me back. I'd be glad to hear from you. It's late night in the Heartland, and you are live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Oh, hey, Jeff. Miss Daugherty, this is Mr. Kill Will.
I know who this is.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to keep this very, very short. One, I want to say that, hey, thanks for opening my eyes. I'm working through the inventory and Ingrams, and you know, I'm going to say this because I have 2 or 3 things to say because I have the balls to say it.
Do it, brother.
One is that this is sad, but a lot of black men, I think about 75% of black men have been psychologically abused by black women as their mothers when the black man as a father is not around.
Can I ask you a question about that real quick?
Sure.
I think you're right, but a lot of that isn't that just a poor, you know, when I'm trying to get the back of all the mamas and the grandmamas, aren't they just trying to do their damn best, trying to keep those boys in line without any help, even though the results are not always good?
Yes, in a way, but what happens is when you try to keep, when a woman tries, come on, man. When I did the Joe thing, but when
I know
a woman, when it's not good for a woman to try to take control of a man.
Yeah,
and that's what that is the psychological abuse.
I agree with you. That's a great point.
That's one. That's the Ingram that black men should take a look at.
Oh, you're right. I wasn't thinking of it in an Ingram fashion. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Okay, I'm going to be quick. 2, what you said about going up to, you know, kneeling and putting your hands up, you know, that's what made me very, very uncomfortable with going to a church.
Right.
When you know, I'm going to call you up, you know, and all that mess. And, you know, people, oh, I need to be saved from my whatever.
Exactly.
You know, it made me very, very uncomfortable. So when you were talking about that, I got the heebie-jeebies. And the third one, I had the balls to say this too. One of your mods keep talking about aliens. Well, listen here. I feel that, hey, I may be an alien. I may not be from Africa. We do not know if the Pangea, as described by scientists, is accurate.
Yeah.
You know, there may be different other continents.
Yeah. You know, Unc, I don't believe in aliens any more than I believe in Jesus, to be frank with you.
Yeah. So I to the mod, hey, can you settle down on that? You're doing a great job, but settle down on that. His name starts with the M. I'm not going to call his name out.
That's all right.
He knows who he is. He knows who he is.
Yeah, let's chill on that a little bit. I agree with you.
Yeah. So that's it. And those 3 things. Hopefully, I was short. Thank you for taking my call. I'm looking for my booklet. You owe me my booklet.
I sent it out. What is today? We sent them out. We went to the and I can remember your name. It went out. I think they went out Thursday or Friday, so you should be getting it any day. It's in a bigger, kind of a biggish manila envelope.
Okay, I appreciate it.
You betcha, my friend.
And I'm gone.
All right, take care, brother. It's late night in the Heartland. Thanks for holding. You're live. Hello, 714 area code. You're live.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. What's on your mind?
Okay, I just wanted to tell you, the guy that called last night about Switzerland.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to give you somebody that I've been watching that's really good about Switzerland.
Okay.
His name is Sean, Sean, and then it's HROSS, Central Intelligence Agency. He does a lot of real good stuff on Switzerland.
HOROSS.
Yes.
Excellent. Thanks so much for that. I really appreciate it. I'll check him out. It's Late Night in the Heartland, and you're live with Jeffrey Daugherty right now.
Hey, Jeffrey, this is Jamie again. I got cut off last time we were talking.
Well, I probably brought the call to an end because we've got so many people, and once you make your point, I tend to move on. So nothing personal. It's just what we do.
But I have a Rod question.
Okay, what's your Rod question?
Are we going to have another civil war?
Are we in the United States of America going to have another civil war? No, we are not. But we are probably going to have a second American Revolution. Thank you so much for calling, and we appreciate you.
That was going to be my next question.
Yep, we're going to have a second American Revolution. Thanks for calling. I'm trying to move on and get these people on hold. It's Late Night in the Heartland. We've only got a few minutes left. What's on your mind? You're live.
Hey, Jeffrey, it's O'Shea. I called the other night.
Yes, sir. I remember your voice.
Okay, I missed the first half of the show, but I see the title. I was gonna let you know. I watched Spirit Science. You know, it's a good little beginner's channel.
That is a good little beginner's channel.
Yeah. So, but they have a 5-episode documentary about the conspiracy of everything. And I like it a little better than the cabal that QAnon put out. But I wanted to ask you, because in there they talk about archons, Dracolians, Illuminati, how they're like all the same people, the Anunnaki. I was going to see, like, do you believe in that? Would that be considered an alien? Or
that's a good question. I think that this earth that we live on, you know, if let's just think about the ocean. The ocean is 95% unexplored. Antarctica is mostly unexplored. And, you know, we have people like Admiral Byrd telling us that there's many lands and continents that we don't even know of yet. So I believe in Occam's razor, which states that the simplest explanation is the best explanation. So there are things that we would call alien, and there are UFOs, which means unidentified flying objects, but there are things that are alien to us, but there's no reason to assume that they've come from outer space. They've just come from some other place or possibly some other dimension.
right, and in it explains that, like, they're what we call the astral realm, the fourth dimension.
Yeah, it could easily be that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It could easily be that. You're right.
Okay, and then I was just gonna say that's who they say are behind the whole blood rituals and how the reptilians stay in human form and stuff.
I gotcha.
Do you think if that's true in our lifetime, will we see them ever, like, go to their reptilian form from, you know what I mean? Like,
I think we will.
Resources.
I think we will, because our frequency is raising, and I think we're starting to see them more and more. And I think we will see them. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate your questions. Those were great ones. So I think if you were just calling me from Mexico, feel free to call me again. I'll answer the phone, because I think that you got something important to say. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that before I jump on here and finish the rest of these calls. We're going to wait just 1 second, see if this Mexico call comes back in. We're just going to wait a second or two and see if this Mexico call comes back in. And we're going to jump on to, I'm going to wait another minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being here tonight. It's been awesome. It's been powerful. It's another great show. I'm going to take this caller. It's Late Night in the Heartland, and you're live with Jeffrey Daugherty.
Hi. My question to you is what your thoughts are
Hold
about...
on just 1 second.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So my question to you is basically your
All right, I'll
thoughts
talk to you right
on,
after the
like-
show. Sorry,
Sorry?
I had somebody call me from Mexico. I thought maybe they had a huge point, but they forgot that we were live. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Please
Okay.
start again. I didn't mean to be
No,
so
you're
rude.
good. Okay, so my question is basically what your thoughts are about family court corruption.
Oh my, don't even get me started. We have been, and I've got this on my whiteboard, and it says conquered by lawyers. We have been absolutely infiltrated. We have been absolutely taken over by horrible, low integrity, terrible people that have infiltrated and taken over our legal system. Remember, judges all used to be lawyers, and the child protection system has become a system for helping procure children for sacrifice, children for abuse, children for adrenochrome. And it's been devised to destroy the American family. It started off mainly against fathers. Now it's against fathers and mothers. It needs to be completely gutted and redone.
Right, absolutely. And then also another contributing factor is the fact that sometimes you get your toxic family members who are blood relatives involved, and then everybody is the court system, and then the other parties involved that are all money hungry, and it's really sad. And they'll sit there and point the finger at somebody and say, "Oh, you did this. You're an abuser. You neglect your kid," and then they have the kid living with the abuser and the neglector.
Absolutely right. It's a terrible situation. Thank you for calling Late Night in the Heartland. You're live with Jeffrey Daugherty. I can give you about 2 minutes. I apologize.
Okay, Jeffrey, I'm calling back. I just have one question for you.
Okay, and I can't hardly hear you because I'm in the background.
Yeah, let me shut you. You're okay. There, I muffled you. All
Perfect.
Right. My only question I have for you is: are you an atheist and you don't believe in Jesus Christ?
Let me ask you a question. If you don't believe in Jesus Christ, does that automatically make you an atheist?
No.
I do not believe in Jesus Christ. I don't believe he was real because I don't think there's any proof of it. But I do believe that there is a great creator that has created everything. I see the creator manifested in all of creation. So I'm the farthest thing from an atheist. I believe that we do have a creator. I believe we do have a divine, a God, whatever you want to call it. But no, I used to preach him. I used to believe in him. I gave my heart to him at one place. I've taken that back. I do not believe in Jesus, but no, I'm not an atheist. I appreciate that question. It's one that probably a lot of people have. It's Late Night in the Heartland. I can give you 1 minute. I'm sorry to do that to you, but we got to end the show. 419, 1 minute, go. Well, I guess we will not give them 1 minute. I hate to do this to you. I can give you 1 minute. We have to end the show. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and close the phone lines down. What another great night of podcast excellence. I want you to know, those of you that are in Europe, those of you that are in Mexico, I wanted to find out what it would take for me to get an 800 number for you guys. It's like $800 a year. We're not at that place yet. I'll check some other vendors. I'd love to have a phone line for Europe and a phone line for Mexico, but we just can't, we don't have the funding for it yet. So send me $20. I'll send you a book and we'll pay the bill for the stuff. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night. You've been a great audience. This is Late Night in the Heartland, and I want to thank all of you for helping make my day. We're going to go out with the Sick Prepper drum solo. We'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place, and I'm sure in between then as well. I'll get something else out there tomorrow on Dianetics. Take care, folks.